ושוכבדך ארץ עונך ירוץ עבדך כמויל ישתחווה אל מול הדרך ירב לו ידידותך מן עובד זוף וכל דם אדוני עוזי העולם נפשי חולת אהבתך אנא אל נא בהרו לנו המזבח אז תתחזק ותתרבה והייתה לך שפחת עולם ותיקם רחמך וחוז נער בן אבך כי זה גם נכזב לראות בדברת עוזך אנא אלי מחמד ליבי חושנה ואל תתעלה מגלנה ופרוס חביב עלי את זוגת שלומך תאיר ארץ מגבונך נגילה ונשמחה בך מהר ההוא כי במועד וכונני גימי עולם לכו נרננה לאדוני נריע לזורישנו נקדמה פניו בתודה בזמירות נריע לו גיל גדול ארבעים שנה גוד בדור ואומר עמדויי לבבל והם לא ידעו דרכי אשר נשבעתי באפיו יבון אל מנוחתי שירו לאדוני שיר חדש שירו לאדוני כל הארץ שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו ועשו מיום ליום ישועתו זברו בגויים גב Yamim Nivleotav Ki Gadol Adonai Umul Al Me'ol Norao Al Gol Elohim Hay Gol Elohim Yamim Elim Adonai Shamayim Asa Hod Behadar Lefanav B'Tiferet B'Mikdasho Avol Adonai Mishpechotamim Avol Adonai Gavod V'Hoz Avol Adonai Gevod Shemo Zeo Mincha Haptigon tevel maldimod yaninamim b'mesharim yismechu hashamayim v'dagel haaretz Yeremaya lo yalo sadai v'chol asher bo az yiranenu Lifnei Adonai Hiva Lishpot Haaret Lishpot Tevel Evet Zedek Ve'yamim Amem Unnato Haya 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 Adonai Kagel Haaret Yismechu Or Zarul Tzadik Ulishlev Simcha Simchu Tzadikim Adonai Ve'odu Lezecher Kodsho Mizmor Shir Alai Shir Chadash Can you float us up? Lifnei Adonai kiva lishpot haaret yishbot tevel b'tzedek v'amim b'mesharim 1953 Adonai Malach here goes you Amin.
What? Good to see you too. Hey, we just flew today.
Moshe ve'Aaron b'Kohanav u'Shmuel b'Korei Shemo Korim el Adonai ve'hu yanem b'amud anan yedaber aleihem shamru edotav v'chok natan lamo Adonai Eloheinu Atani Tam El Nosei Ayita Lahem V'nokem Alalilotam Romimu Adonai Eloheinu V'ishtakabu le'ar kodsho Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu 2054 Mizmor leDavid Avol Adonai B'nei Avol Adonai Kavod V'Hoz Hay 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 Avol Adonai Kevod Shemo Yishtachavu L'Adonai V'Harat Kodesh Kol Adonai Alamayim kodesh kol Adonai yachil midbar yachil Adonai midbar kadesh kol Adonai yachol el hayalot vayecheso v'yeharot uvechalo kulo homer kavod Adonai lama voyashav vayeshev Adonai melech leolam Adonai os le'amo yitein Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom hey 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 Tatir tzerura kabel rinatamcha sagavenu tarenu nora Hanna bekoach gedulat yemincha Hayatir tzerura datir tzerura kaberina darina tamecha sagavenu tarenu nora This is a Tisha B'Av tune. It's pretty easy. It goes to Eli Tzion usually. Lecha dodi ligrad gala b'nei Shaban gabela Lecha dodi ligrad gala b'nei Shaban gabela Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad Hishmiyanu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad L'shem ol tiferet v'letila Lecha dodi ligrad gala b'nei Shaban gabela Lecha dodi ligrad gala b'nei Shaban gabela ligrad Shaban lechu ben elcha ki megora beracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof mahaseh b'machshava techila lecha dodi ligrad gala b'nei Shaban gabela lecha dodi ligrad gala b'nei Shaban gabela mikdash melech melucha kumitzei mitoch ha'afecha rav lach shevet b'mekabacha vehu yachamol aleichem lalecha dodi ligrad gala b'nei Shaban gabela lecha dodi ligrad gala b'nei Shaban gabela hinari me'afar kumilim shebegdeni batechami aliyad ben ishai ben halachmi korva el nafshi gehala lecha dodi ligrad gala b'nei Shaban gabela לחדודי לקראת כלה, בנשמה נקבלה, התעוררי, כי בהורך ומהורי, הורים שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לחדודי לקראת כלה, בנשמה נקבלה, לחדודי לקראת כלה, בנשמה נקבלה, לא תבושי ולא תגלמי, מה תשכחי ומה תמי, בגחסו עניי עמי, ונבנתה הרלתי לה, לחדודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, היולים תישא שוסייך ורחקו כל מבלייך, יסיס עלייך אלוהייך, ימצוס חתן על כלה, לחדודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי, על יד איש בן פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה, לחדודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני סגולה, בואי חלה, הלך אדוני, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. מזמור שיר ליום השבת 23 or 59. מגדלו מסכיה, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך, מגדלו מסכיה, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. בטל מרום לעולם אדוני, כי לאוהביך ינום. צדיק אדמה יפרח, קרב אבנן יפגש לי. עוד ינובו מסיימן, השני ורעננים יהיו, להגיד כי ישר אדוני, צורי ולא עוולה תבוא, אדוני מלאך ירד לבש אדוני, הוציא את הזר אפיקו דבן. עדותיך נמנו לבית חנה בקודש, אדוני אורך ימים. This week we observe the Yartzeichen of Lawrence Weingart, father of Roselle Glick, Lenore Lenny Fortunov, sister of Robert Kahn, Margaret DeJoya, grandmother of Andrea Rothberg, Gwyn Sitkov, granddaughter of Gloria Staple, Frank Sepler, grandfather of Mitch Sepler, Judy Stevenson, grandmother of Emily Pauley, Jane G. Cecil, mother of Alex Cecil, Phyllis Handelman, mother of Steve Handelman, and also Julius Fink and Leonardo Folberg, who are memorialized on our board. May their memories and the memories of all those whom we recall be blessings. In lieu of Kaddish, we can include one of the Shirei Hamalot.
By the way, my grandfather's yahrzeit was yesterday.
Oh, what was your grandfather's name?
It was Yisrael ben Yitzchak.
Yisrael ben Yitzchak.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, we can include Shir Hamalot on page 250. Shir Hamalot Esai Einai al Harim Me'ain Yavo Ezri Ezri Me'im Adonai Ose Shamayim Va'aretz Al Yitein Lamot Raglecha Al Yanum Shomerecha Hine lo yanum v'lo yishan shomer Yisrael Adonai shomerecha Adonai tzilcha al yad yaminecha Yomam Hashemesh lo yakeka v'yareach balayla Adonai yishmor chamikora yishmor et nafshecha Adonai yishmor tzedcha uvoecha me'ata v'yad olam. Good Shabbos, everyone. A little light on the ground here, but so nice to see all of you. I always ask, I've asked this before, I think about this every time I say this psalm, ever since I noticed this, which is that, so Yomam Hashemesh lo yakeka, v'yareach belayla, the sun will not smite you during the day, nor the moon at night. And I understand how the sun could smite you during the day, because it's hot and it's beating down on you. But I don't understand the image of the moon smiting you at night. Because you think of the moon, at least I do, as sort of a gentle light, and I'm going to ask this question until someone gives me an answer. I don't understand what the psalm means. What does that mean?
So I have a thought.
What's your thought?
So when the moon is out, it's full, it illuminates the earth or that area.
Yeah.
And animals that are nocturnal that come at night that are more dangerous could see you then. It could be it could be yeah, it could be that. It could be that. It could be that if you're moving around at night, it could be that. That's as good as any explanation that I can think of. I mean,
could the radiance of the moon ever be blinding?
No.
Like, could it be such a full moon?
No.
I don't think so.
The area, but it never would be blinding.
I don't think so. I mean, and you think about, and I feel like, you know, if you've been someplace, of course, you've all been someplace really hot where the sun is just beating. I feel like I know what that feels like, the sun smiting me. Right? Like, I know what that feels like. I don't know. And especially, by the way, in the Middle East, like there's something about, like, the sun in Israel. I mean, Israel's the only place I've been to in the Middle East. But there's something about, like, I've been to Jordan, I guess. But there's something about, like, the sun. It's like, at midday, it's like, it feels like it's smiting you. I understand that, really. But how could the moon? I don't know.
What is the word for smite?
Like yakeka, like lahakot, like to hit you.
You know, I almost wonder if it's, I don't know if this is a stretch, but like, if the moon can like distract you, like it like hits you like a ton of bricks, like it, I don't know, like distraction, like what you're doing.
Maybe.
Yeah, but what are you doing at night?
What?
What are you doing at night? I guess if you're traveling, I mean, some people, if it's a full moon, you could very easily travel.
You could be praying. You could be praying.
Could it be back in those days there were some misbeliefs about the moon?
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. Like I don't know what. Like it's you know, danger or something like that. Yeah. Maybe.
And the moon kind of went away when it was waning, so maybe people were disturbed by that.
Because that's when wolfmen become wolves.
Yeah, like lycanthropy, right? So the werewolves is actually something that does appear. It appears in lots of
medieval and even I think earlier folklore traditions, including Jewish ones. There's definitely, certainly medieval Jewish sources that describe lycanthropy, and that was a fear.
It has like a pull on the tide, on people. It says it changes your mood. It can...
Well, Israel in the Midrash, Israel is likened to the moon, which has all kinds of different symbolic sort of valences. One of them is that the moon waxes and wanes, and Israel also waxes and wanes. So there's times when we're doing great, and there are times when we're doing not so great, and that was built into the consciousness already of the ancient rabbis, and they saw that they sort of saw the moon as mirroring Israel some ways. And also reflecting God's light. So sometimes God's light is really present for Israel and sometimes not. And so there's that kind of it's also related to the femininity of Israel. I mean, the moon is also related to cycles and cycles of pregnancy and waxing and waning. That's an important, at least ancient understanding of the moon. I don't know though. It's a puzzling. It's always a puzzling pasuk for me. Well, I'll share one other pasuk, which I was thinking about this week. I shared this a little bit at the board meeting the other night. There's so Moshe recounts the people's adventures in Devarim. That's pretty much all what Devarim is. And in one place, Moshe he's describing the episode of the spies, and he says that, you'll go up and check out which path you should take to the land. And Rashi, really apropos of nothing that I can tell, says, Ein derech she'ein ba akmimut. There's no path that isn't twisted. Which, again, what I said at the board meeting last night was that I find it comforting. Rashi generally responds to a problem in the text. But here, it doesn't, at least to me, doesn't seem to be that he is. It just seems to me that he wants to tell us that life's paths are not straight, which is of course what happens to the people. When they go up to spy out the land, what that's going to ultimately mean is they're going to actually wander for 40 years. So Rashi's alerting us to the fact that, but we know that already, and it's almost like Rashi just, again, apropos of nothing, wants to just tell us that wants to just tell us that life is going to be a lot of twists and turns, and it's very true, of course. I think to anyone who's lived a life that's very rarely is it a straight line from A to B. But I find it very interesting. I find it moving that Rashi just wants to tell us that, almost for no reason at all. I was thinking about it a little bit more after the board meeting. There's another a beautiful verse in Psalms from Psalm 23, which we usually say at funerals, which is Yancheni b'ma'aglei tzedek l'man shemo. God will guide me on ma'aglei tzedek, paths of righteousness, l'man shemo, for his name's sake. And ma'aglei tzedek means idiomatically the paths of righteousness, but a ma'agal is a circle. And there's a reading, I owe this reading to Reb Zalman Schachter Shalomi, who is a very famous renewal rabbi and one of the more influential rabbis of the second half of the 20th century, the early part of the 21st century. And he said that what it means is, if from our point of view, it's there's only one righteous path, maybe. But from God's point of view, actually, there's many. And what it means to be led on the circuitous paths of righteousness is that like Rashi told us, it's like the roads twist and turn. But the word akmimut, which Rashi uses, means twisted, and it implies a scare, it implies a bad path. You're going to take wrong turns and you're going to be led into twisted areas. But if you put it together with Yancheni b'ma'aglei tzedek, at least the way Reb Zalman leads it, it means that having consciousness of what it means to be guided by God is that when you go on twisted paths, somehow you still find that is one of the ma'aglei tzedek. That it's not that we're leading down these horrible paths, but that wherever you go, it's like on some level God is accompanying you on that journey. So,
And
and I
be
think,
afraid, 'cause you're
and don't be, and try not to be afraid. Listen, it's
yeah.
2024 has been quite a journey
Yes.
for the Jews. That is for sure, and it continues to be. And or 57, 80, you know, 84 has been quite a journey. So. And it continues. All right. Any further thoughts before we dive in a quick Ma'ariv?
Something beautiful happened actually yesterday. Just to share, maybe that is woven into the twist and everything. So my grandfather was
Yeah.
and narrowly escaped. He was on like a suicide mission basically to rescue. I think it was like one of Patton's sons or relatives or something, and narrowly escaped and in Germany. And we were in Germany yesterday, and my au pair's mother, I told her it was my grandfather's yard site, but I didn't have a yard site candle, but I said I want to remember him. She had made this beautiful candle that she had pressed wax on, and it was almost too beautiful to burn. And she said, let's use this.
Oh.
And I said, wow. I said, you sure? And she said, yes. She goes, I've been saving this for an occasion like this. We should honor your grandfather's memory with this candle. And it just touched me so deeply because I said, here I am in Germany, where he was captured, where he was prisoner of war, where he escaped and was missing in action for 9 months and made it home. And yet this lovely woman who I only met by chance because her daughter was our au pair, we were there for her daughter's wedding, and we're all really close. She's come, by the way, her and her family came to my kids' bar mitzvahs in Israel. We're very close. But the fact that she made this beautiful candle, and I said I didn't have a yard site candle, she was insisted that we use this, was one of those twist and turn kind of things, if you want to think about it. And I just can't help but wonder what he would have thought, because I was amazed by this whole thing.
Yeah.
So it was a beautiful moment.
That is beautiful.
So,
He probably would have been
It didn't
amazed.
happen randomly.
no, I really believe things happen for you. You meet people along the way for
He
reasons.
probably would have been amazed, right?
And by the way,
Like,
the bride came back with her husband. They're at my house, and they're gonna come to they're here for their honeymoon. They're gonna, especially if they're having Shabbat dinner with us, and they're gonna sing Shalom Aleichem. She learned it like nobody's business. When her parents came, she knows all the words of Shalom Aleichem. So it's really quite beautiful.
That's beautiful.
So just want to share that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll say Ma'ariv on page 28. Baruch atah Melech Moshe U'ma'avir yom u'mei v'layla u'ma'avir ben yom u'ben layla Adonai tzavot shemo el chai v'kayam tim yochaleinu le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv ha'ravim avat olam ben Yisrael Ve'avatecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael Machneman Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad V'yahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levocha b'chol pshtimecha v'hayim v'echa b'shinad v'shofer v'mecha v'shotam yoda v'yayim shemot yishmar Hashem v'chim Adonai Elohechem Emerim Nisim ומלכות ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה בני ישראל הכנו שירה ושמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי Hocha Nedar Bakodesh Norati Loto Sefel Malchutecha Rovanecha Boker Yam Livnei Moshe Zeli Anu Vamru Adonai Imloch Leolam Va'evan Emor Kifat Adonai Yaakov Galam Chazak Mimenu Baruchat Adonai Gal Yisrael Hashkivenu Ve'agim B'adinu Ushmor Tzeitenu Voenu Lechem Shalom Yatavi Adolam Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha Baruch Adonai Hapore Sukat Shalom Aleinu Vel Kol Amo Yisrael Ve'al Yerushalayim V'shameru B'nei Yisrael Et HaShabbat Lasod et HaShabbat Ledorotam berit olam ay beini uven bnei Yisrael odi leolam ay ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et haaretz uvayom ha-shevihi Shabbat vayinafa. Kivo shalami kol malakto asher bara Elohim masot tzavri. Baruch atah Necholam borei kriyagafil. Baruch atah Necholam asher kitchem mitzodav ratzavanu. Teshavat kodsho tzomchimanu zikaron u'maaseh b'reishit. Yom yechila lemichrai kodesh zecher b'tzion Yisrael. V'givanu b'charta ve'od
Shir Yamal, are there any that you like, Laurie, in particular, or another song?
Psalm 23 in here?
Psalm 23. I don't know for sure, actually. How about we learn a Mishnah? No,
Okay, that's
how
not
about
that
we learn a
painful.
Mishnah?
That's not
Okay. How about we learn a Mishnah from Pirkei Avot?
Love it. Sure.
How about? All right. How about the second Mishnah on page 257? Shimon HaTzadik Haya Mishayarei Knesset Hagedolah. So Shimon the righteous was one of the last members of the Knesset Hagedolah, which is this quasi-mythical body. Whether it's historical or not, it's not entirely clear. How it's described in the rabbis is an intermediary body bridging the prophetic, Judaism with scholarly Judaism, which became rabbinic Judaism. And the men of the Great Assembly had included Ezra and Nehemiah, who are biblical figures, but also included like bridge figures that the rabbis think of as like one of them. So it's this kind of like intermediate body. So Shimon HaTzadik was one of them, apparently. And Hu Haya Omer, he used to say, Al Shlosha Devarim Ha'olam Omed, the world stands on three things, Al HaTorah, Ve'al HaAvodah, Ve'al Gemilut Chasadim, on Torah, on learning, on Avodah, serving God, and on Gemilut Chasadim, acts of loving kindness, which is a very famous teaching. So famous, there's a song about it. And it's not the only thing that the three things that the world stand on according to Pirkei Avot. The other one is, what is it? Truth, justice, and peace. That's Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel's opinion in Mishnah 18, that the world stands on truth, justice, and peace, not Torah again. But very different, actually, if you think about all of the implications of that little machloket. But Pirkei Avot, in its wisdom, invites us to consider both. And
it says on service of God instead of to God.
Service of God? I don't know. I think it could be.
I don't think it's to God.
I mean,
almost is like it's God's service.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Avodah just means serving God. It means work, but it means
It's worship, right?
yeah, worship. And this kind of means worship, or well, it means no. I think it includes. It includes everything you do to serve God. Davening, anything ritual you're doing, keeping kosher is avodah. All of that's avodah. Giving sacrifices. So.
It's funny, those things like giving the chasadim, avodah, it feels like those are, like you just said, like giving things. Like you are giving of yourself, your time, your kavanah, and the others that are, when you truth, justice, peace, like, those are things we stand up for. And the others are more things that we give from our soul.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. Like,
Yeah.
They kind of go together. Like the two groups go together with each other.
Yeah, and I mean, one is about Torah, and one is totally universal. One is mostly particular, although Gemilut Chasadim can be universal. But Torah and Avodah, those are Jewish things, and truth, justice, and peace are not particularly Jewish, not specifically Jewish things. So it's interesting. It's anyways, that's a fascinating and important couple of Mishnayot, and they're dedicated to the Art Seitan of everyone that we recalled today. It's always very traditional to learn Mishnah in honor of someone who died, because the words Mishnah can be rearranged into Neshama, which means soul. It's a very absolutely. And it's a wonderful thing to study something in someone's honor. It's a very Jewish thing. Another thing, usually when people are alive, but it's such a Jewish thing. There's no cognate thing, I don't think, in other cultures that I'm aware of, which is that, to celebrate someone at the end of their career, a very traditional Jewish thing is to write a festschrift
Schrift means a book. Writings. A fest means like festival. It's a Yiddish word or a German word, and it's in honor of someone's career. All of their friends. It's mostly these days an academic thing, but in honor of someone's career, all of their students and friends and admirers will write like essays in honor of the 80th birthday of some great scholar, and it's a very nice, very Jewish thing. To write something and to study something in someone's honor. Okay, the Kiddush is not sponsored this week, but thank you to those who responded this week to sponsor a future Kiddush. If you are interested in being one of those people who sponsors a future Kiddush, I know all of you have in the past, some of you out there in TV land, please contact the office. It's really appreciated, and we always like to have a nice Kiddush. Lunch and Learn this week, 12 p.m. at Zoom. We were learning the Parsha. It'd be nice. It was me and Joel Sarabransky had a great time studying, but it would be great to have a few more. And I'm sure that will build as the fall comes. Tisha B'Av is Monday night, August 12th. We are going to have services here at 8:30 p.m. At 8 p.m. Right after. I think the fast starts officially at 7:57. But don't take my word for it. Look it up after Shabbat. And we'll be here 8 p.m. to about 9:30 p.m., which we'll read Eicha and study Lamentations a little bit. And also, Elul is coming up. Which is amazing. And as always, we'll do an Elul workshop here on Tuesday nights this year, 7:30 to 9 p.m. This year, we're going to look at the practice of the tzava'a, writing an ethical will, and we're going to study some, which are these wills that people would leave for their descendants about telling them what they think was important in life, and it's a fascinating genre of Jewish literature, and we'll have an opportunity to study some and maybe write our own, and that'll be our Elul workshop, and then Elul will culminate with Slichot on September 28th here at the PJC, and yeah, and we're getting there, folks. It's getting to be holiday season.
It's like the book, This is Real and You're Totally...
This is real and you're totally unprepared. I totally feel that way this year.
It's a good book if you haven't read it.
Yeah, it is a great one. All right. Yigdal.
Good book.
Yeah.
You're having a celebration for you on what day?
I think it is September. It's the weekend after September 10th. So that's Sunday after September 10th. I know the date September 10th because that's the day of my book. It comes out on September 10th. That's why I know that too. But yes, there's gonna be a party here on that Sunday, which please come. That'd be great. Okay. Yigdal's on page 53 or 114. Yigdal Elohim chai ve'yishtabach nimtza ve'ein el metziuto echad ve'ein yachid ke'yechudo nelam ve'gam ein sof le'achduto ein lo demot haguf ein no guf lo naharoch elav kedushato kadmon lechol davar asher nivra rishon ve'ein reshit le'reshito ino adon olam ve'chol notzar yoreh gedulato malchuto shafa nevuato netano el anshe segulato ve'tifarto lo kam be'Yisrael ke'Moshe od navi umavit et munato Torah temed natan le'amoel al yad nevio neman beito lo ya chalifael ve'lo yamir dato le'olamim le'zulato sofe ve'yodea Taharenu amabid lesof davar be'kadmato gomel leish chesed kemifalo noten le'rasha rak rishato yishlach lakeis yamim meshichenu lifdod mechake et yeshuato mitim yechayel be'erov chasto baruch adei Hashem tilato mitim yechayel be'erov chasto baruch adei Hashem tilato.
Good Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.
We got a lot of energy for just coming.
I was gonna say, well, so I can't go to bed
watch the Mets because
All
they're out
right.
in Seattle, and the game will be over until probably 12:30.
Oh my. But, no, we had an incredible
I like
experience.
West Coast games sometimes. You know, you're up like, because your day is over. You got nothing else to worry about other than the game. Because by the time the game is on, you can just sit. It's quiet. Sometimes I like the West Coast games. Sometimes I don't.
I have to say, we were in Germany near Stuttgart, and sundown was so late, like it was much later than here.
Yeah.
It was like, the day just went on and on and on.
Yeah, it's weird. It depends. Yeah. Depending on where you are in the time zone, right? Like in
Spain is particularly late
Right.
because they're still, they used German time when Franco was
Oh.
there, and they should be like on the same as England, 5 hours ahead of us.
Oh.
They're 6
They're
hours
six.
ahead. So,
Yeah.
Do you want to read Echa? Some Echa? What are you doing for Tishba?
I'm not exactly sure, I wasn't sure I was gonna be on this one, but I could,
If you'd like, I mean, I'd be nice. I had a teacher this summer who.
you do the whole,
Otherwise, I'll read. Otherwise, what we usually do is I read some of it, then we have some people read some in English. We'll probably do anyways, but it would be wonderful if you want to pick up a chapter.
okay, I can, let me look.
Let's see what
I
you do.
didn't,
Let's
I
see what you
didn't practice it ahead of time, but I can,
See what you do.
so is it one, like one, so you're gonna do like the first chapter, what's your?
Yeah, I usually do. I think what I've done in years past, I've read the first chapter and the second chapter, then we read a little bit in English, like 2 chapters, and then we finish up with the last chapter in Hebrew. But you can do anything.
Okay, alright, I can just, yeah, I'm
You
just
know, we
a
have the Shabbat.
whirlwind of, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, we have the Shabbat. I had a teacher this summer who I studied with this wonderful teacher this summer who suggested to me, interestingly, that Echa really should be read in a woman's voice because so much of the characterization is the person is speaking as a woman, as Zion, but so much as a woman, and she's like, there's something about.
And places are referred to in the feminine as
Yes,
women.
exactly.
Like,
She said she thought it was like, I mean, she thought it could be Echa, but she thought that like it was particularly appropriate to have.
It's funny because chapter 3 actually has a different nusach than
Yeah.
yeah, it's like.
So if you want to do chapter 3, I am not good at
I
that. So if you want to, no, I'm serious. If you want to do chapter 3, that would be awesome.
like I said, I did it for a comp exam a while back. I could
Well-
look and see if it came out well, but.
Let me know.
Okay,
That'd
alright.
be great, actually.
Okay.
If you want to do like
Yeah.
chapter 1 and 3 or chapter 3 and 5, or just chapter 3,
Yeah.
and I can do 1 and 5.
Yeah, it's got a whole other.
Your assignment's getting bigger and bigger.
I was gonna say, I know.
I'll do is, if you want to do chapter 3, that'd be great, because I